All right, happy Wednesday, guys. So as the title of this video, we are going to be doing a market update today, which I am extremely excited. I'm a numbers person. I love the numbers, and I've been running numbers all morning, and it's a good market. We'll just say it's a good market, but we're going to get into the details. So if you guys don't know, I will introduce myself. My name is Savannah Shepard. I'm the owner, broker at Vision Realty. If you know anyone that's looking to buy a home, sell a house, invest in real estate, or even get their real estate license and start a real estate career, I would love the opportunity to talk with them to help them along that way. So let's get into our conversation today regarding the market. We're due for a market update. So I'm going to go through a whole bunch of numbers. I hope you guys appreciate the numbers because we've got a lot of them. So we're going to go through our average sale price, what it is today, what it was last year and last month. We're going to go through how long homes are staying on the market, what people are getting for their homes versus list price versus what it actually sells for. And a couple other numbers I also want to go over my last number that we're going to go over is how much inventory we have on the market. And if you remember from a couple of videos I did a couple months ago, I talked about 6 months inventory or more is a buyer's market. So that means we have a whole bunch of sellers trying to sell their homes and not as many buyers, which means, of course, you're going to have to negotiate a little bit more on your house. Now, as you guys know, that is not the market we are in. Not anything whatsoever. We're down here. We're in a seller's market. Anything 6 months or lower is a seller's market. And I'm not going to tell you the number. You got to stay tuned. And at the very end, I'm going to go through those numbers to tell you how I come to that number and what that means and exactly where we're at in the seller's market. So let's get to our first number. We are going to go over our sales price trend. So these are going off of January. Some are of December because January isn't completed. So it's actually going to be more or less on December. But here's our sales price. As you can see, this is on the up and up. It's certainly not going down. This is a good thing. If you are a homeowner, this is a good thing. It's also a good thing if you're not, because this is more than likely going to be continued. So if you purchase a home at this point, you're still going to do well. You're going to get a great interest rate and it's going to keep going. So if you're a buyer, don't let this video discourage you. There are so many reasons why you should still be purchasing right now, but this video is going to be a little more encouraging for my sellers. So yes, price ranges are going up. I'm going to show you down here at the bottom. These are the actual numbers of what they are and what they're going to be. This is just the graph. I wanted to make sure and show you that they are going up. So if I was a homeowner and I had purchased my home in November of 2019, on an average sale price, that was going to be right around $216. And you can see this right here. This is November. And the average sale price was at $216 right there. So this is 2019. Here's all of the averages, and $216 is what that would have sold for. Now, only having owned my home for 1 year, generally you have to own your home for several years before you actually have equity in the home. Not the case in this market. If you bought your home last year and you're thinking about selling, call me. That's fine. You're still going to have equity. So right here, 2016, there is a 30 grand difference between the 2016 versus 246,000. So if you had come to me and bought an average sale price at 216 and a year later says, Savannah, I think I'm kind of entertaining the idea of selling, what's going on in the market, I would come to you and say, well, you're in luck because you're going to make 30 grand. You're going to sell your house for 30 grand more than what you paid for it just a year ago. Those numbers aren't changing. If anything, that range is just getting wider. I am thrilled to hear and see January's numbers when they come out because I know it's going to be even better. Same thing right here. If 2018, I were to purchase a home in December, it was 207. Take it back to 2019, now I'm at 219. And then in 2020, I am at 240. So that's a 20 grand difference in December. So yes, as far as prices, they are definitely on the up and up. You're going to make money, and in the market we're in right now, you don't have to own your home for several years. If you've only owned it for a year or a couple months, that's fine. We'll run numbers, and more than likely, you'll still be making money on it. That's our pricing statistic, and those are going off average sale prices. Now I'm going to go over sold price versus the list price. okay? So I list my house for $250,000. Am I going to be negotiating and getting somewhere around $230,000? Or am I going to be getting $250? Well, here's the graph to show you on what that looks like. So this right here is going to be taken back in 2016. So you were negotiating around 97%. You could see 97% of your asking price, which means about $3,000 you were taking off of your asking price. Now this graph again just goes up, and we're right here. This is going to be 2020. Since then, I can tell you it's gone up even more. In January, it's gone up even more, but that's at 99%. So that means if you're listing your house for $250,000, you're more than likely going to get $250,000. You're not going to have to negotiate down. If anything, the buyers are going to negotiate up on your house, because the minute you have two offers, it's no longer buyer and seller negotiating. It's now buyer and buyer negotiating, and whoever wants it most is the one that's going to get it. So that is a good situation for my sellers, very much so. Now, we're going to go over right here. This is the list price versus the days on market. Now, this is another statistic that's very important. As a homeowner, many times you want to know, when I put my house on the market, is it going to be on the market for 2 months? Or should I be prepared and be expecting an offer within the first 2 weeks or first day? Well, we're going to go over that number. So these are the statistics for where the market's at right now. So I'm going to go over with you. Back in 2016, I like to take it back a little bit. That way you can see where we've come from. So 2016 going on through 2017, 2018 through 2019. That is all right here. This is a pretty even market, as you can see. 2020 hits and it gets crazy. It definitely gets crazy. So I've got down here, days on market for 2020 is about, it's less than 2 weeks on the market. Again, I cannot wait to see January's numbers, because I have a feeling that's going to be less than a week. These are average, so this is absolutely everything on the market, and that is still getting 2 weeks. This is good for our sellers because you can see it's selling right away, but when you come up here, this little blue guy is our prices. And our prices, as we talked about, are already going up as well. And you're in between, so you're about $270 on your price point. And I'll actually tell you exactly what that number is. That's just a statistic for you to look at and a graph to be able to see. But as far as our numbers go, our average days in December and November, don't have January's yet, but in December and November, we were at, if you can see, 18 days and 19 days on the market. Our average sale price is at $269. This is the average list price, $269, $270. It's right around $270 is your average. But what I love about that is if you come back, look each month the difference on how high it's coming. And in fact, just for a fun, right here, this is December of 2019 and you were at $250. So the average sale price itself has risen all the way up to $270. So average sale price is up $30,000 right now. If you can't tell it's a seller's market yet, it's a seller's market. Things are going high. And the way this still works for our buyers, and it's still a win for them, is the interest rate. The interest rate's also at an all-time low. So a buyer, if they're paying a little bit more for a house, you're still getting a tremendous deal, because in the long run, over the course of 30 years, that interest is going to be a lot more than what you would have been able to negotiate off the purchase price of your home. So it's still a good time to buy. Definitely don't want to discourage that either. But here's another statistic that I really like. This is the number of sales. So awesome. It's a seller's market. Pricing's going up, but how many people are buying? I mean, it's a pandemic. People aren't really buying right now, are they? Well, I can tell you, by the way my schedule looks and the way this graph looks, they definitely are buying. It is a very busy market. There's a lot of people buying because they want to get that low interest rate, and they don't mind paying a little bit more if that's what it takes. So here's the statistic for you. This right here, this little blue guy, we're going to follow him because this is for 2020. And this is a graph, so I've got 2020 here. You can see we kind of went up a little bit at the beginning of the year. We were having a great start, excited to start 2020, and then COVID hit and we dropped way down here. At that point, we did a quick recovery, shot right back up, and ever since then, we have been doing great. Had a little dip around the holiday time and going right back up. That is 2020 for average sale prices. This is the graph. As far as the statistics go, I will tell you in 2020, we had, in December of 2020, 676 homes sold. Now, to give you a comparison, that way you understand how big that number is, December 2020, 2019, we had 531 homes sold. So we had risen from 531 just in 1 year to 676 in 1 month. Even better, November, we had 434 homes closed in 2019. Jumped all the way up to 615. You guys can see this. I mean, you're in the 400s and you're jumping to 6. 4 to 6. That's all, and that continues. I could take you through every single month, but I'm only going to show you so much, and I'm more than happy to send this information to you. That way you have it too. But these numbers, I mean, you can see there's a lot of people buying. So we don't lack buyers. We have a lot of buyers that are still wanting to buy. In fact, even with the pandemic and everything going on this year, the market has not been suffering. That is for sure. We've got over 200 more buyers this time this year than we did even last year. That's a good number. Now I'm going to tell you why that number is so important. And guys, I know I'm going really fast. I love these numbers. I thrive off of the numbers. So if you have any questions, just comment below. I'm going to stay up on these comments. Any questions whatsoever, once the video's done, I'll go back. I will review the comments. I'm happy to send you any documents that you want, that you're looking at. If you're curious the pricing on your home, let me know. I'm happy to work that up and send that to you as well. Also, as far as the area goes, I do service several different communities. These are statistics on Charlotte County, all of Port Charlotte, all of Punta Gorda, Charlotte County, which is both of those. Now, if you're interested, Arcadia, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, numbers on those locations, I'm happy to get that for you as well. It's going to be a very similar market because this is happening everywhere where I'm working. This is a similar market, but I can get the specific numbers for you. I'm more than happy to do that. So now, as far as active listings, so we know we have a lot of buyers. We already talked about that because we're selling a lot more homes now than we were even this time last year. So we have a lot more buyers. So then the question is, if we have a lot more buyers, what about our sellers? Who's selling? Do we have a lot of sellers? Is there a low inventory of sellers? What does that look like? Because that's where you're going to come up with knowing what the market's going to do, okay? A lot of buyers. Here's the information about the sellers. Here is my graph. For those of you who appreciate and like graphs, this is for you. This is something that's going to show you 2016. You can see here's my sellers. So we had a lot of homes on the market, kind of dipped down 2017, 2018, 2019. We had a little peak with a lot of homes on the market, dropped down slowly. Started 2020 with a good amount of homes on the market. We were probably going to end up going into the same pattern again. Everyone knows COVID hit, changed the market tremendously. Inventory drop, all the way down to here. I don't know about you, but that's an all-time low. If I'm reading this graph right, that's an all-time low. Nothing has been anywhere near this point. So we are at an all-time low on inventory. Our inventory is, we do not, when buyers are coming into my office wanting to look at homes, it's like, wow, that's wonderful. I'm excited for you. We have 2 houses to look at, and you get to choose which one's your favorite. You don't get to go look at 5 or 20 homes. They're not there. They're not there anymore. And that's why our builders are taking so much longer, because then people say, okay, well, I can't find what I want. It's not on the market. What do? I'll go build. Well, great. That's a good idea. Until now, your builders are backed out. And now you can't build for another 15 months, 12 months. So that's the market we're dealing with. So we have a lot of buyers, and our sellers are very, very low. Now, This is the graph. I'm going to show you the actual numbers because, again, I like the numbers. So the actual numbers on this is for November of 2019. Actually, go back a year. November 2018. Let's do that. So we're going to take it from November 2018 where the numbers were. We had approximately 2,467 homes on the market. Now we're going to take it to November 2019. You know, it's a difference. We got about 300 homes less. Not a huge difference, but it's a difference. 2,173 homes. Okay, pay attention. This is what's really, really important. December 2020, we halved our inventory. And I'm sorry, I said December. November 2020, we halved our inventory. We're at 1,400 now. Okay, let's take it back. December 2018, we've got about 2,500 homes on the market. 2019, 2,200 homes on the market. Okay, a little less. Not a huge deal. Not a record changer. Okay, that's a record changer. Now we're at 2020, and we have 1,200 homes on the market. And again, January is even less. So as you can see the problem here, we have a ton of buyers. The interest rates are so low. Why wouldn't you buy right now? You should. The interest rates are great. You're going to get a good price here. We've got a lot of buyers. But then when you come over to check out where our sellers are, we don't have a lot of sellers. We're at an ultimate low of sellers. We have half the inventory we normally have of sellers. That is where our pricing comes in. That's why I'm telling you guys, the market, the pricings are going up. That's all right for my buyers. That's all right for you because you still have a great interest rate. You should still buy right now. If you're looking to buy, it's a great time because you're still going to get a good rate. But, however, for my sellers, yes, the pricing is going up. And the reason it's going up is because we have a high demand of buyers and we don't have a lot of sellers. And you guys all know when you have high demand, you don't have a lot of product. Well, obviously, we raise the price of the product. That's what's happening. So, grand finale for the big number that you've all been waiting for. How many months inventory? So remember, I did tell you a couple months ago, 6 months or more is a buyer's market. I think you guys are getting the idea that it's not a buyer's market, it's a seller's market. Don't have a lot of homes on the market, prices are going up, we've got a lot of buyers that want to buy. I think you're going to get that idea. So it's not a buyer's market, seller's market. 6 months or less is a seller's market. A couple months ago, I pleaded with you. I told you we're at a 4-month market, 4-month inventory. Inventory is low. Guys, if you're interested in selling, now's the time. If you're not interested, you should sell anyway. Just go stay somewhere and then buy later on. I mean, this is just the time to sell. That was what I had pleaded with you a couple months ago. I ran the numbers again today for Charlotte County. 1.8. We are less than 2-month inventory on the market. What that means is if no one lists their house after today, in 1.8 months, there will be nothing on the market. There will be no homes for sale. We're done. There's nothing left to sell. That is a major seller's market. Major seller's market. I don't know in history when we've had more of a seller's market. I really don't. We were saying back in 2001, that's the lowest market we've ever had. We've never seen anything like that. The lowest point we hit at that was 2.1 months inventory. I'm at 1.8 now. 1.8. I hope that helps. That's just to give you a little market update. If you're a buyer, guys, I'm honestly telling you, now is the time to buy. You're going to get a rate that will save you so much money. Easy numbers on a $250,000 mortgage. A year ago, I would have told you our interest rate's about 5%. If you had secured an interest rate at about 5% a year ago, you would have paid over $100,000 difference if you secure that mortgage right now. If you buy a house for $250,000 right now and you secure it at 3%, which by the way, you'll probably get even less, but if you secure it at 3%, you're going to save over the course of the loan over $100,000. It's a great time to buy. Absolutely a great time to buy. However, if you're a seller, this is the conversation you need to be listening to because it's also a great time to sell. Our inventory is extremely low and we have many buyers that want to come down here. They want to purchase a home. The homes just aren't there to purchase. So whether you're a buyer or a seller, or if you are just a neighbor that owns a home and you want to know what your house is worth, you want to know what's going on in the market, this is a great video to send out to your friends to let them know. I hope this is very educational. That is my purpose, to be educated and to educate you guys on what's happening in the market. That way you know. I know all day we're hearing, oh my goodness, the market's going crazy. But what does that mean? Well, this is what that means. So any questions, like I say, I will be paying attention to these comments. If you want me to send you any of these graphs, or if you want me to send you any of these statistics, I am more than happy to do that. Just put your information below. I will stay up on this. Hopefully that is helpful. Hope you guys enjoy your Wednesday. Have a great rest of your week. As you know, I will be back here next Wednesday. I'll see you guys later.